Greetings everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is the May-June 2018 paper. The other 2018 paper that is on the channel is actually January. So this is the May-June one. All right. So at this time, if you are watching and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please stop what you're doing and subscribe right now. So I'm giving you 5 seconds to hit that subscribe button. All right, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. All right, I also want you to go over to my other YouTube channel. That's Corey Fences. Corey Fences on YouTube. I'm going to post the link below. Go over to my other YouTube channel and also hit subscribe. All right, so now let's get through this paper. We are going to do questions 1 to 30. Right, because I don't want the video to be too long. So we're doing 1 to 30. Right now. So, yes. Alrighty. Lloyd invited his mother to live with him, his wife, and 2 sons. The new family structure would be termed as his mother would make another generation. So it would be more than 2 generations because his wife and himself would be 1 generation. His children would be another generation. So that is 2 generations. Now with his mother being introduced in the family to live with them, that would be 3 generations. So it would make it A, joint family, B, blended family, C, nuclear family, or D, extended family. Answer is D, extended family. Number 2, which of the following are aspects of the socialization process? 1, religious teaching, 2, reproduction, 3, recreational activities. So it's a combination of 2 or all 3. All right. It is religious teaching and recreational activities. Those are a part of the socialization process. Procreation is not a part of socialization because procreation or reproduction is a separate family function. That is a continuation of society, the family producing babies or having babies. So the answer is 1 and 3. So the answer for number 2 is B, 1 and 3. Number 3 now. Which of the following family functions are parents performing when they insist that children show respect for the property of others? A, social, B, emotional, C, biological, D, economic. Right? It's teaching them how to function in society and be a good citizen. So if you're going to show respect for the property of others, it's not going to be emotional because it's not the person but their property. It's not biological, right? Not economic either, even though economic could be because, you know, if you don't protect person's property and damage it, your parents might have to spend money, but it's not economic. Answer is A, social. Number 4, Maxine Lewis lives with her unmarried mother and father. The union between her parents can be best described as A, friendly, B, conjugal, C, common law, D, compassionate. Because they're unmarried, then it's a common law union, and that answer is C, common law union. Number 5, which of the following is least likely to be a concern of adolescents in the family? A, providing financial support for the home. B, communicating with adults in the home. C, coping with their emotional problems. D, balancing academic and social activities. Least likely concern of adolescents in the family is A, providing financial support for the home. That's a repeated question too. Number 6, in the Caribbean, fathers have accepted more responsibility for child rearing mainly because of A, early death of mothers, B, increase in the divorce rate, C, high employment rate of fathers, or D, increase in the number of working mothers. Fathers have accepted more responsibility because of early death of mothers? No, that's not plausible. Increase in the divorce rate, child rearing, has accepted more responsibility. Well, increasing the divorce rate, that's as if the father would get custody of the child, but it's not stated anywhere in the question. High employment rate of fathers, if they're working, then they're going to have less time at home, really. So the answer is D, increasing the number of working mothers. Number 7, which of the following statements about the changing features of family life is not true in today's society? Which of the following statements about the changing features of family life is not true? So it means that 3 are true and 1 is not true. So you need to find the 1 that is not true. Parents are becoming more autocratic. B, generally families have fewer children. C, men and women choose their own partners. Or D, husband and wives usually treat each other as equals. So 1 that is not correct there is A, parents are becoming more autocratic. In any event, parents are becoming more laissez-faire. So they and their children, they are friends. Or if we don't want to say friends, but children are now becoming a part of the decision making. So families are a lot less restrictive than before, especially in my time. All right. So if you reach up to number 7 and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe right now. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. And also remember to go over to my other YouTube channel, Curry Fences, and subscribe as well. All right, number 8. Research suggests that young people are influenced to abuse illegal drugs mainly because of A, frustration, B, peer pressure, C, the generation gap, D, dropping out of school. What do you think influences young people the most? The young people themselves. So it has to be B, peer pressure. That one is pretty easy. All right, number 9. Which of the following is most likely to undermine the authority of parents in the home? This is a repeated one, a frequently repeated one too. A, setting and enforcing clear rules for conduct. B, inconsistency in rewarding and punishing children. C, giving cash allowances to adolescent family members. D, allowing children to participate in family decision making. The answer is B, inconsistency in rewarding and punishing children. Because if that is happening, then parents' authority will be undermined because children going to look at them as a joke and know that they're not serious. So if they do anything wrong, they know that nothing will come of it. So that can be a major problem. Item 10 is based on the following passage. Unemployment and hard economic conditions have forced both parents in some Caribbean families to migrate, leaving an older son or daughter to care for younger brothers and sisters. So try and understand what the passage is saying. Because of high levels of unemployment, many parents leave to live somewhere else and work and leave an older sibling to take care of the younger one. So if it was a single parent family or it was a nuclear family, with the parents being absent, it has now become a sibling family. So you need to have that in the back of your mind right before you look at the question. So number 10 now says, which of the following problems is not likely to affect the younger, why am I putting an H on it, to affect the younger children of such families? Right? Not likely to affect. So 3 there is likely, but 1 is not likely. So we're looking for the least problematic one. A, is it A, low achievement at school? B, breakdown in discipline in the home? C, lack of adult role models in the home? Or D, lack of opportunity for peer group interaction? We know that low achievement at school, that's a major one, especially when there is no parental involvement, or if the older brother or sister who's responsible for them is slack and not serious on education, that's a major problem. So we know that's not that's not the answer. B, breakdown in discipline in the home, major problem. Parents are absent again. Older brother or sister might not be strict, major problem. Lack of adult role models, self-explanatory. No adults there, because sometimes the older sibling is a child themselves or a young adult too. So the answer that we are left with is D, lack of opportunity for peer group interaction. That is least likely to affect the younger children because they probably have a lot more time for peer group interaction because older siblings said, go out, man, enjoy yourself and have fun with your friends. Right, number 11 now says, which of the following best characterizes a primary group? Is it A, large in size, B, face-to-face interaction, C, a common name or title, or D, shared beliefs and norms? Best characterization of a primary group is B, face-to-face interaction. Number 12, Caribbean governments have improved the rights of children born out of wedlock by A, building more foster homes for abandoned children. B, providing incentives for their parents to get married. C, passing laws to allow them to qualify for inheritance. Or D, passing laws to control sexual relations out of marriage. Answer for number 12 is C, passing laws to allow them to qualify for inheritance. Number 13, which of the following are characteristics of a formal group? Is it 1, code of conduct, 2, specific objectives, or 3, membership requirements? All of the stated suggestions or all of the suggestions are characteristics of formal groups. So there are code of conducts, there are specific objectives, and there are membership requirements. You can't just get up and join a formal group like that. But for example, a school is an example of a formal group. There's a code of conduct because there are rules, specific objectives set out by the ministry which school follows, and there are membership requirements, right? You can't just get up and join a school like that. There's a procedure that you must go through, right? So all of them are correct. So the answer for number 13 is the 1, 2, and 3. Number 14, Paul is the captain of his school's chess club. At meetings, he allows members to make whatever decision they want. What leadership style is he displaying? So Paul allows the members of his group to do whatever they want to do. What style of leadership is that? Is it A, traditional, B, democratic, C, laissez-faire, D, authoritarian? Answer for 14 is C, laissez-faire. Number 15. I'll try and move this video a little bit so I can see the questions properly. Number 15 now. Number 15 to 16 refer to the 4 gatherings of people described below. Remember them. 1 says boys playing football in a community park. 2 says students in uniform at a science fair. 3 says people shopping in the marketplace. And 4 says party members at a political meeting. So let's go through them again. 1 says boys playing football in a community park. 2 says students in uniform at a science fair. 3 says people shopping in the marketplace. And 4 says party members at a political meeting. 15 now, that's this question, says that in which of the following types of groups would example 4 be? Example 4 is party members at a political party. So 15 is asking what type of group is party members at a political party. Is it A, a peer group, B, a primary group, C, a voluntary group, D, a secondary group? Answer for 15 is D. It is a secondary group, right? It is not a peer group because various ages are there. It's not a primary group because it is very large. So it has to be small to be a primary group. It's not a voluntary group because they're not there to achieve like a common purpose. Yes, it's not a voluntary group. So they're not doing anything like what's the word that they call that thing? I can't remember the word, right? To better people's lives or do some charitable work. No. So it's a secondary group because it is large. Good. Number 16. Which of the gatherings could most likely be classified as a peer group? So you need a combination of 2. So remember again, boys playing football in the community park. We're looking for peer group. Boys playing football in the community park. Students in uniform at a science fair. 3 says people shopping in the marketplace. 4 says party members at a political meeting. Party members at a political meeting can't be a peer group because different ages are there. People shopping in the market can't be a peer group either. Different ages are there. Students in uniform at a science fair, yes, peer, because more than likely they are around the same age. Boys playing football in a community park, you know it says boys. So you know it's specific, so they are around the same age, right? And even if you look in general, the bigger boys don't tend to play with the smaller boys, right? People usually play football, whatever sport they're playing, usually along age lines, right? Because you're not going to find a 17-year-old playing football with like say a 10-year-old or 12-year-old. Understand that? So it's 1 and 2. For number 16, 1 and 2, that is A. 17. Which of the following are characteristics of a strong leader? Is it 1 is able to make decisions, 2 is always lenient with members, 3 does not tolerate disorder. Characteristics of a strong leader is able to make decisions and does not tolerate disorder. If a leader is always lenient with members, then that's a weak leader because members are going to do whatever they want to do because they know that there will be no sanction and they will get away with whatever. That's not a strong leader. A strong leader is able to make decisions, does not tolerate disorder. So 1 and 3. So the answer for 17 is B. 18 now. Which of the following is the best example of a compromise? A, workers arguing in a cafeteria line. B, 2 students involved in a writing contest. C, a football team practicing together. Or D, a husband and wife sharing household chores. Answer is D, a husband and wife sharing household chores, because the man don't generally do household chores. That's a traditional duty of the woman. But with the changing roles in society, changing roles in families, right, the men now are sharing the domestic duties, sharing household duties. Number 19, adolescents are most likely to influence each other in a positive way when they force each other to accept the same values. B, advise each other on how to carry out antisocial activities. C, encourage each other to always challenge adult views. Or D, become involved in guidance and counseling. Influence each other positive. If you force your values on people, that's not positive, because everybody have different kinds of values and you can't force people to do things, right? B says advise each other on how to carry out antisocial activities. One is antisocial, can't be positive either. Encourage each other to always challenge adult views, can't be positive, because adults are oftentimes wiser and smarter. They have experience, so certain things they understand better than us because of the age difference, and them have the experience, right? So you can always challenge. You can challenge sometime, but not always. So that's incorrect. So the one, become involved in guidance and counseling activities, that is helping out others, and that is positive. So the answer for number 19 is D. Number 20 now. Which of the following is not usually associated with educational institutions? So 3 are associated with educational institutions and 1 is not. So you need to find the one that is not. Is it A, rules and regulations, B, customs and traditions, C, suppression of freedom, or D, transmission of culture? Which is not usually associated. Rules and regulations are associated. Customs and traditions are associated. Transmission of culture are associated. One that is not, C, suppression of freedom. There's no suppression of freedom in educational institutions. Well, there isn't supposed to be any. 21, the political party which forms the government in the first past the post system is the party that wins the most A, seats, B, votes, C, candidates, D, supporters. Wins the most A, seats. 22, which of the following documents does political parties in the Caribbean usually use to inform the public about the policies, promises, and programs? A, Hansard, B, manifesto, C, policy statement, D, conference papers. Answer is B, manifesto. Now, number 23, which of the following is least likely to lead to protest by a trade union? Remember, a trade union represents the rights of workers. So is it A, inadequate benefits for workers, B, unhealthy working environment, C, expensive housing for managers, or D, more opportunities for promotion? So they represent the workers' rights, right? Or their interests. A, inadequate benefits for workers. That would be something that they would protest, right? Unhealthy working environment, protest again. More opportunities for promotion, protest. Expensive housing for managers has nothing to do with the trade unions. So that is least likely to be protested by a trade union. So the answer for 23 is C. 24, a political campaign is a method used by parties to A, give voice to the people, B, encourage people to vote, C, give donations to the needy, or D, get funding from the public. Answer for number 24 is B, encourage people to vote. That's the main aim of a political campaign. 25, Caribbean countries where the Queen of England is the head of state are described as A, republics, B, monarchies, C, democracies, D, dictatorship. Answer is B, monarchies, not republic, because republics have nothing to do with the Queen or monarch. Democracies, full freedom, a prime minister or a president usually governs. Dictatorship, one man is in charge and he not take talk from nobody. Best answer is monarchies, B. 26. One main duty of the Speaker of the House of Representatives is to A, regulate House debates, B, represent the President, C, make important speeches, or D, support government policy. Right? The Speaker of the House is usually a government member, and that person regulates House debates. So the answer for 26 is A, regulates House debates. 27, the main function of a prosecutor in the judicial system is to A, issue summons to a witness, B, provide counsel for the defendant, C, determine the verdict at the end of a trial, or D, present arguments against the defendant. This is a repeated question as well. The main aim of a prosecutor in the judicial system is to D, present arguments against the defendant, right? Number 28, which of the following is a non-taxable source of revenue for government? This question is repeated. I think this is the third time I'm seeing this question. Is it A, export canning or carming? I'm not seeing that word properly. Export carning. B, patent and license. C, grant from donor agencies, or D, earning on goods and services. I think in my first video, I had said patent and license, but that is incorrect, right? I think I asked in a teacher group that I was in because I thought it was patent and license. But the correct answer is C, grants from donor agencies. But I read the question saying what is not as a result from taxation, or this money not come from tax. That's what I was reading. But it's saying that which of the following is a non-taxable source of revenue, right? The government not get this because of taxation. Export, once I export, yes, them get tax off of that. Patents and license, yes, there are taxes applied to that. Earnings and goods and services, yes, that is tax, right? But grants from donor agencies are not as a result of taxes. It is agencies who actually decide to give the government this money. So and a tax make them get it. Understand? So the answer for 28 is actually C, grants from donor agencies. So I stand corrected on that one. 29, in all CARICOM countries, citizens have the right to vote. The right is preserved because of A, general elections occur every 4 or 5 years. B, citizens only vote if required by the law to do so. C, it is enshrined in the constitutions of these countries. Or D, there are 2 or more political parties for which citizens vote. Which one do you think is the answer for 29? Answer for 29 is C. It is enshrined in the constitution of these countries. So citizens are blessed with this opportunity, and it is preserved in the constitution. So it cannot be taken away unless certain circumstances, like some country, if you are charged for a major crime, then you might lose the right to vote, right? Or if you're relinquish your citizenship, then you know you can't go back to your original place to vote, right? Number 30, which of the following is not included in the written constitution of a country? A, methods of taxation. B, responsibilities of citizens. C, powers and functions of officers of the state. Or D, powers and responsibilities of parliament, which is not, powers and responsibilities of parliament is in the constitution. Powers and functions of officers of the state is in the constitution. So tell them what they can do, what they cannot. Methods of taxation, responsibilities of citizens, right? The answer is A, methods of taxation. But a student challenged me on the channel to say that their teacher says that it's responsibilities of a citizen, but that is very technical, and that's a road that I don't want you to go down. And responsibilities of a citizen, yes, it is in the constitution, because, you know, remember, there are certain things that are by law, and these things are your responsibility to ensure that you follow them, right? They say that don't murder anybody. Zine, that's a responsibility, so you don't go out there and willingly kill people. It's a responsibility, but though it's a responsibility, it's also a law, because many responsibilities are enshrined into the constitution, or they become law, so you know you're not supposed to breach it. You're supposed to do it, carry it out. You understand? If you see a crime, you're supposed to report it. That's a responsibility, but you know That too, if you are aware of a crime and you don't report it, you can also get in trouble. Like if you find out that somebody is being abused and you know about it and you didn't report it. That's a responsibility, but it's also a part of the law. So that is in the Constitution. So methods of taxation, that's not in the Constitution. Governments or the government of the day decide how they're going to get taxes. Remember, in Jamaica, you know, we pay an electricity tax if your light bill go over a certain amount. That's not in the Constitution. It's the government who comes up with that. There's a gas tax, right? The government who comes up with that also. You understand? So those things are not in the Constitution. So the answer for 30 is A. Methods of taxation are not in the Constitution. All right, this is where this video ends. I'm going to do a part 2. Hopefully I can do it tomorrow from question 31 down to 60. So if you've watched this video to the end and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, click subscribe right now. Please and thanks, click subscribe. And remember to go over to my other YouTube channel, Corey Fences. I'm going to post the link below. Go over there and subscribe and watch the videos as well. Not only subscribe to Corey Fences, but watch the video. Spend a 5 minutes or 10 minutes and watch the video and drop a comment and let me know that you are from my social studies page over to Corey Fences so I can give you a warm welcome. Right? Yes, so I can give you a warm welcome. So just pull up the comments and let me know, say, from over the social studies channel, you're forward from and reach over my Corey Fences YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, evening, afternoon, depending on when you are watching this video.